Howdy, and welcome to the Roundtable for Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross.
Connor Shenold.
Me, Johnny Payne.
Ada Cross.
Brooke Bullock.
Kiri Hester.
Kim Cross.
Excellent, and we are talking about episodes 86 through 89.
Whatever you say, boss.
And we pretty much finished out the Carnival of Luck and Fortune. How'd that go for everybody?
Yay.
Yay!
Woo-hoo! It's pretty interesting.
We knew the play was the thing.
I got to ride a Ferris wheel for the first time.
There may or may not have been goats involved.
That's right.
Right.
We kept hearing these
Literally,
mysterious
Schrodinger's goat.
We weren't sure.
Exactly.
Which is so funny because that's a kobold press spell out of the deep magic, and I loved that spell so much that I had to put it into our and now we've got it in there and everybody's using it. So if you're looking for this on D&D Beyond, you won't find it unless you look in the homebrew. But it's a deep magic from Kobold Press, and so
Twitch used it originally, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, this seems interesting. I'll take it, sure.
I didn't realize it was a deep magic one because of the new like deck of many things book came out by that point. I was like, oh, surely it's from that because it sounds like one of those kinds of spells. It was in fact
That's
not
what I
one
thought
of
it
those
came from,
spells.
yeah.
But then he used it. I was like, that's fine.
Yeah, that was a spell, like one of the two spells that overlapped with Twitch that Jaska could pull as her honor of Twitch. The other one was Arcane Eye, and I was like, yeah, the goat one's funnier.
I love how we all all those characters kind of did that. They all pulled something that Twitch was using, and it's really fun.
Billy got his grumpiness.
My minions. Speaking of things we got, we also went to the store.
I mean, that was in like the last episode of
Yeah.
That
Dead.
was.
It
We're
was.
skipping
Yeah, you're
ahead.
skipping ahead
I
quite
know,
a
but
bit.
you know.
What happened?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
shopping episode.
Poor showrunner, not showrunner. I can't think of his name now.
Zarby?
Nope.
Oh,
Charlie Martin.
Amir.
Amir.
Yeah.
Poor
Oh,
Amir
yes.
being
Oh, yeah.
framed.
Amir did get framed.
Has to spend the night in jail.
Yeah.
Said we'll be your lawyers, and then never followed
Well, I
up
didn't.
on that.
I didn't
Hey,
mean to
it's
jump
been a
ahead.
day.
Now before that, we finally did family reunion where you found the evidence that Blackjack was being hunted down by
Because we
his
did
family.
such a good job at taking turns and sharing our intel.
Yes. I think we did a great job with that, and I thought that we did a fantastic job with figuring out a lot of things except for Amir. And I'm sure there was somebody here that just kind of fell and didn't figure that out.
Somebody?
Who probably should have.
Maybe someone who listens to the episodes a lot and
know.
would hear those
Maybe
clues.
somebody whose character worked closely with Amir, and one of
Yes.
Amir's employees said, "Hey, things have been weird recently."
Yeah.
And you failed that one check against Amir. That
To give
probably
you
could have told you a little
credit
bit
where
more information.
credit is
That's
due.
true.
To give you credit where credit is due, he was being mind controlled, but he didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only way we would have been able to maybe do detect magic or something on him to figure out something is wrong with him.
Which there are things I could have done, but I was also,
Distracted by Avnalia.
And it was
Yes.
also, I purposely gave Blackjack that job so he would fail at it. Because anybody else in that situation would have been like, okay.
That's not true. Ziansi would have let it go immediately.
That's
He
true.
would have never noticed.
So what you're saying, I should switch Beatrix and Ziansi. And then that group would have gotten nothing done.
Oh, yes. If you had put
if you
us
had put
together.
Ziansi and Blackjack
Blackjack
done,
together, yeah.
0 plays would have happened.
Yeah.
But I think putting
zero
Beatrix
plays
in the-
did happen, but at least they got close.
Putting Beatrix in that was supposed to be like me giving the chance for that to be solved, but I was like, more than likely it's still not going to be quite solved. Which I don't know what I was going to do if it wasn't solved. I guess you guys just would have won the situation, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I think that's the problem with any DM is if you do actually, if someone figures out the clues and is able to
we move on to the next
foil
arc.
your plans.
Yeah.
Not that big of a
You
deal.
got to roll with it. You
Yeah.
know? So.
Well, it's just like, whenever you went up to the top and I was like, yeah, you can still see him. And I was like, you just sniped him out of existence. I was
Oh,
like,
that
Yeah.
was so
I
fantastic.
was like, well, I didn't really want to do a combat here anyways, so.
Oh yeah, Mudman helped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mudman did help. He was
Mudman
helpful.
was a great help.
That was great. The idea of aim for the knee, 600
Yes.
feet away.
I've got it.
No problem.
You almost insta-killed him, I think, too.
I did a lot of damage.
You did a lot of damage.
It was,
That's why it broke the charm.
and it was wonderful that we all saw the cloud go away, and yeah. So, but we're getting ahead of ourselves
Indeed.
Yeah.
because we've got the family reunion with my two siblings, Blackjack's two siblings,
Yeah.
Luna Fox and the other one,
Nightshade.
Nightshade.
I gotta say, I'm super impressed when I found out that at some point, at least a list and a few words, 26 siblings or whatever it is.
23 siblings.
23 siblings.
Well,
like
22 siblings. I am the middle of those. I'm the 23rd.
10 and 10. Yeah, exactly. So that exists, like that knowledge is there to be pulled up if
Right.
it's needed.
And not only that, but some of them were born in a group. They were born in a litter, basically.
clutch?
I think it's
Litter.
a clutch.
I don't know if it's a clutch or a litter.
It's a little.
Anyway.
I'd have to go back to Watership Down and try to remember what that is. What it's
Oh,
called.
yes.
Yeah, Fiver was one of 5 in his clutch. I think clutch is probably right. And so
Eggs, right?
Luna
Clutch may
Fox,
be eggs.
Luna Fox and Nightshade were actually 9. There were 9 children born in that.
And those were your two
clutch.
youngest
Those are my
siblings.
two youngest. I was one of the few that was actually born by himself.
No matter the species, the youngest is always surprise.
Yeah,
The word for baby bunnies is indeed a litter.
it is a litter.
But the collective noun for bunnies in general, like if you have a group of bunnies, it's a fluffle.
Cute.
A pluffle?
A fluffle.
A
with
fluffle.
an F.
I think
Well,
we've
that's a
talked about this
kerfuffle.
before, I think. We've had this conversation before, I'm pretty sure.
Well, one of Kiri's hyperfixations is collective
Here it
nouns.
comes.
Yeah.
So then we all got together,
Yeah.
and that was the night that Oberon was going to speak.
Yeah.
And so the
yeah.
way I got to say, "Hey Amir, why don't we go up and announce this big thing that's going on?"
Listen, we were pretty sure that the bunny siblings were going to try to kidnap Oberon or some other harebrained scheme.
But
Thank you.
Hairbrain.
Harry's
But,
face you made at me before that was...
So we wanted to we didn't want them to get arrested or get hurt or something, and so we're they just need to know that Blackjack is fine, and so Blackjack gets on stage to say, "Hi, I am fine."
Yes, and to be
was
able
it-
to say that, hey, I said, hey, we're doing the play. Make sure you say your name. And then I, Blackjack, will be on stage.
Was it Beatrix who did the crowd spotting, who saw things moving in the crowd?
Beatrix and Jaska.
Yeah.
And said,
Yeah.
everybody heads up, look, watch your 6, watch your 6.
Yeah, yeah.
And Blackjack inadvertently helps the situation that happens the next day by promoting the
Yeah.
play. You actually helped more people be there.
Yeah, but we
In
did
the
actually
carnival.
have, and we had that moment where Oberon came on and looked at me again,
He just looked
Dun,
straight
dun,
at you.
dun.
He stopped.
gave me the heebie-jeebies as he's looking right through my soul. Because there's something wrong with Oberon.
Phoberon.
He's Phoberon.
He exists.
Oberon.
He's a thing.
But he did acknowledge you, which is weird. Who knows?
Yeah.
If he wasn't the real one, why would he acknowledge
Well,
you?
yeah.
Because he has all of Oberon's memories. We already talked about that.
Surely he's not an Amir type of thing where he's being mind controlled but
Oberon
doesn't know.
is really powerful,
Right,
Faye. I
exactly.
don't think he could be charm person.
Exactly. That's what it's not possible, right?
Well, and you're right. I think that I love the idea that maybe he's been charmed, but it's easier if he's just been kidnapped and put in the
Body
That
double.
reminds me of one of Kiri's theories, a Kiri theory.
the Kiri theory.
Ah.
From
I like that.
a couple of episodes ago where she's like, Oberon's trapped in the dungeon and mind controlled. It's like, okay, if he's trapped in the dungeon, what's the point of being
Because
That's
he's-
finally a
that's
villain
why
who's
he's-
doing it right.
That's that
You know,
extra
like,
layer.
Oh, Mr. Bond,
don't
I'm going
want-
to
if
watch
he-
you die. And then they leave. Like,
know,
no,
yes.
stay there and watch
Exactly.
the laser. Anyway.
Because you don't want him. He's a very powerful Fae, and it's his dungeon. He could just get out. So he's got to have a little mind control to make
You don't
him
think
he
there's any
doesn't
kobold
want-
guards down in
A
the...
kobold guard against Lord Oberon.
Yeah, somebody's got to be there to watch him. I don't think that would work.
Kobold guard against Lord Oberon.
Hey,
I mean,
Squeaky.
honestly, you just throw a rave in the dungeon, can Oberon
Oh yeah,
really
Oberon
tell?
can't escape that.
He's a prisoner but doesn't know he's a prisoner.
So
Once again, we go back to just like in Hocus Pocus.
Oh, that moment of, do you watch any good Halloween movies?
Only the best.
Halloween Town.
2, Calamar's Revenge.
Calamar's Revenge.
Again, do you watch any good Halloween?
At least one of those I've heard of. The it's Halloween
Right.
2. I have no idea.
Uncultured.
Yeah, I don't know him either.
But yeah, Blackjack,
I
it
don't
was
watch
nice
Halloween
meeting
movies much.
your siblings.
Yeah, it was fun to have them come in and then realize that they could be a part of this. We can all work together. They've got
And to
knowledge.
kind of shove into Blackjack's face, hey, you need to think about other people. You're kind of selfish sometimes.
I know that. I know that about myself. And I've actually said to
Michael
myself
knows
many
that.
times when I've thought about me and I've talked to me and I've said, me, you are a lot selfish. And I said, I know that, but I'm just,
Michael knows that. We need to make sure that Blackjack knows that because Blackjack.
Character growth. It's got to be.
That's true.
Exactly.
And it was a sadness, I think, when I realized that the note was that was my siblings. I don't think Blackjack even thought about it. We got banished and we're like, we'll figure out a way back.
We didn't know they even cared about you.
I know. When
Most of
you're
them
one of
clearly don't right
23,
now.
when you're one of 23, you don't think that you are gonna be missed.
I mean, that's the reason why I kind of made them the younger siblings rather than the older siblings. The older siblings would be like,
Yeah.
but
Because
they're
Blackjack is an adult, to
Yeah.
be clear.
yeah.
Yes.
But these are like your younger siblings who looked up to you,
Right.
and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, I think they care a little bit.
I think there was that idea.
Yeah. I don't really care. I don't really think Nightshade cared, other than for the sister who really cared. So Nightshade was just there to be like, okay, well,
I can't let
we're
my
gonna do
sister
some
go off alone.
reconnaissance, and that's my whole thing. So
And of course, this probably doesn't do much for Blackjack's ego. They're like, they actually missed me. I was personally missed by my family.
don't want to go to your head.
That's how important I am.
Oh, it already has.
Oh yeah.
It was also just a fun little red herring that I was like, I need a ton of red herrings in here. What's one funny thing I could do?
Yes.
Red herring gone. Red
Herring
herring
gone.
gone.
Red herring gone.
I'm out.
I'm out.
But to
Now that's the one that got
but also I will say I had no idea what their plan was. They were just gonna make their way to Oberon until someone stopped them. I have no clue what their plan was. It was not going to be attack. It was going to be something to do with reconnaissance things.
Yeah.
But it also comes to like knowing your players and knowing
Knowing
that
their-
this
yes.
group of players would never let them get that close to Oberon.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they'll stop them. The only way they don't stop these guys before they get to Oberon is because they didn't see them at all.
Yeah.
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 And the thing is that your guys' plan was smart enough to be like, okay, Nightshade is gonna come up to you guys and question you because he saw the figure move towards you because he was keeping an eye on the whole thing. So he was like, "Is that Blackjack? Okay, what's Blackjack doing there? Okay, I'm gonna go threaten his party members." But yeah. So yeah, I had no real plans for that, but I knew you guys would stop it.
Yeah. And then Oberon gets up and speaks, and we did manage to foil any plan that my siblings did have.
Yeah.
But then we had the very next day, we had to get ready for the play. And we'll talk about getting ready for the play on the full version of our roundtable, which if you want to hear the full version of a roundtable, and if you haven't ever heard that, it is so much fun. I think I accidentally put that on the regular podcast feed once. So people can really hear it. I might do that again. I don't know. But maybe you don't know. So you don't know. You might as well just go ahead and become a Patreon right now.
$5.
At patreon.com/reddirtdnd, you can hear us talk about all the rest of the antics we got into. Plus, I want to talk about, these are probably some of the best outtakes in the past 4 episodes that we've had.
So good. I
They were
love them.
so much fun. So we got a lot to talk about. We want to get to all of that, but you've got to become a Patreon member right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd if you also want to support the show, because the money that we raise helps us go to events. It helps us get more music, more sound effects from like Ovani Sound and from Tabletop Audio and Sirenscape and all these things. We do this because of the money that you provide to us. Plus, you can also put money in by getting merchandise through our website at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. We have a lot of selections there of hats, hoodies, caps, et cetera, et
I
cetera.
got a cool Tales from the Wilds coffee cup. It's good artwork.
That's
it's fun.
right. So head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd and become a Patreon to listen to the full version of the roundtable, which we are going to right now.